waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day. In the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. We'll see the Miami Heat defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. And this matchup with the Hornets, it's their first game of the NBA's regular season. This team matched up so well during the regular season last year, splitting their 4 games. This should be a terrific battle.
And 2 teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
Yeah, they'd settle for 500 against most teams. Both squads win challenge, perhaps a way to put it, but one of them has got to win tonight.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Hornets, Kidd Gilchrist and Williams are at the forward spots. Batum is out there with Kemba Walker, and it's Zeller in at the 5 down low.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
Kidd Gilchrist against Crawford. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's just simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Crawford kicks to Bosh. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Crawford passes to Crawford. Clock at 6. And he gets it to go. Crawford's got 7.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
Here's Kidd Gilchrist. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Kidd Gilchrist has got his first points in this one. The Heat have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short. I tell you what, did he take off on that one? Not many players can elevate it and literally fly. What a special talent, and it's plays like that that remind me just how amazing these athletes are in the NBA.
Here's Crawford. Cannot hit. Great D that time from Batum.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
And good on the basket. Book it.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Crawford against Batum. Releases. And Crawford with the basket on the assist by Crawford. Crawford's got his second bucket of the night.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Williams, a screen on Crawford. And Batum kicks to Williams. And the shot is good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie. And Nicholas Batum injuring his wrist last season, he was pushed in the back by Larry Sanders on a dunk and went down hard.
Crawford. And the Heat get another bucket right there. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Steve Clifford.
One player he said they can't overlook is Chris Bosh. He said Bosh is the perfect complementary scorer. He can hit the spot-up J and also really crash the offensive boards. We simply can't get so caught up elsewhere that we allow him to have a big night. And Kevin, at 6'11", Bosh really an anchor in that front court. When he plays well, they're tough to beat.
Thanks again, Doris. Now here's Crawford, following the miss by Kemba Walker. From deep, they get the rebound. Batum against Crawford. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in. Crawford's got 11. We saw that wrist bother Batum all season long. His shooting numbers down drastically. Clark, a major blow for him.
And you know what? The league might have to look at that. I mean, Sanders got a one-game suspension, but is that really enough to discourage that kind of reckless foul? It's a thin line, but I think it's worth a further look.
Here's Zeller following the score by Miami. Now here's Walker. Down low. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in. Kid Gilchrist has got his second bucket.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Here's Crawford. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Crawford with the steal. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Bart?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Well, Heat leading by 7. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Feeds to Winslow. Back to Crawford. Crawford is screen on Batum. Off the pick. And there. There's another one for the Heat.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Outside, Walker lets it go with a 3. No good. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Crawford. And before the game, we heard from Kemba Walker. He talked about his mentality when he steps out onto the floor.
Play free.
You know, he may be having fun, but I'm not so sure playing street ball is really working out for Kemba, who needs to shoot better than 38% for the Hornets to go anywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, what might be better than continuing to play the same game you've been playing forever is to take your game to a new level, and that's going to take some discipline. I think Kemba has more than enough. Talent to be able to do that, but that's his challenge moving forward.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Heat.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
The big men are Bosh and Whiteside. Shake and bake out there with Shake and bake. And it's Winslow in at the 3. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Miami shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting. So some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season. Really an extraordinary game for Crawford. He has 12 points and 1 rejection in this game, too.
And was it a good one? Really one of their highlights of the game defensively.
They grabbed their own miss. And it's sent back by Bosh. And that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. To the inside. Here's Lamb, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact. Science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
And it's the Hornets with the ball after the Heat pick up 2. Here's Crawford, and the Heat get another bucket right there.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Without question, Shake and Bake displaying his skills today.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Hornets trail by 15. To the inside, Lamb. The shot's good. Sessions making him pay. Lamb's got his second bucket of the night. The Heat have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. And here's Crawford. 19 points in the game. Crawford's shot is good. Crawford's got 15 points.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
The Hornets have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Bellinelli for 3. Miami grabs the miss.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Here's Zeller after the Heat pick up 2. Doubled by Crawford. Here's Lamb. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Crawford outside. No luck. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. An even 3-on-3 break. And Jeremy Lamb, the bucket on the assist by Bellinelli. And it's 6 points for Lamb.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Crawford's shot is good.
And the interior D is really exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
Sessions against Crawford. To the paint. It's tipped. Sessions with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive attack.
Oh! Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throwdown there.
Playing smart offensively in the first half, no doubt about it.
Yeah, the numbers support it. I mean, they're shooting the much better percentage from the field so far.
On, here we go. Crawford all alone. Pushing it up. A fast break now for Charlotte. Lamb with the ball. Now guarded by Winslow. Crawford with the steal. And that one is hit.
Kevin, he's definitely making his presence felt here in the first half. He's been very effective so far.
Charlotte has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really disappointing season coming in with such high expectations, and 33-49 just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season.
Miami shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
You know, for the Hornets, they've not made consecutive playoff appearances since the team moved to New Orleans back in 2002. They just haven't been able to stay consistent enough to make it to the playoffs back-to-back years.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Marvin Williams is checked in for Cody Zeller. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Kemba Walker in for Sessions. Charlotte calls timeout.
And guys, what's rough for the Hornets is that they were a consistent playoff fixture in the late 90s. Still, the team has never made it to the conference finals in its franchise history, and that should be a goal for them in the coming years.
Williams double team. Walker with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Walker's shot is off.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
Crawford drives in.
Well, we know until last season the Heat had been the kings of the Southeast Division. They won 4 straight division titles, but all of that changed last season.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second. Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
The Heat struggled in their own division last year, ended up 3rd in the group, but went a measly 6-10 in conference play.
And listen, they knew it was going to be difficult without LeBron, and especially with the injuries they faced. The Heat still have the most division titles among the Southeast teams with 7. They need to work hard, though, to add to that mark in coming years.
Walker against Crawford, and it's blocked, and they're able to recover. Nobody near Williams. Buries it from 3-point range. Williams has got his 2nd bucket tonight. Crawford outside. Drilled it right. A dominating.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Charlotte.
Barbecue chicken, they were completely overmatched.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports.
Okay, Miami now. And as we begin in the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the 3rd quarter started. It's been one outstanding game for Shake and Bake.
Yeah, the effort and intensity from a defensive standpoint has just really been superb, really firing up his team.
Guys, I love his activity, patrolling the court, blocking shot after shot out there. He's really made a statement at the defensive end.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Kidd-Gilchrist and Williams are at the forward spots. Batum is out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Zeller in at the 5. Charlotte shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Batum with the ball, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Williams gets the bucket.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Miami's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game.
And guys, you know, last year Marvin Williams signed a big contract, and he did not follow that up with big production. In fact, he tied a career low in terms of his field goal percentage at only 42. And not exactly what the Hornets were expecting from their new stretch 4.
Williams, a screen on Crawford. And it's Walker penetrating. It's hauled in by the Heat. Crawford's got his 4th rebound in this one.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession. Now, the thing about Marvin Williams, we know he doesn't create for others. He doesn't generate a lot of blocks or steals. But, the one thing he does, he can hit the boards, he rebounds well, and he's got a pretty good shot from outside.
Yeah, and last season he didn't have any big numbers, but the ones that were at least respectable were in the areas you just mentioned, rebounding and three-point shooting, Kevin.
Crawford with the steal. Fast break, here we go. Shot is off. And Charlotte will come the other way. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Zeller.
And look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 6th in opponent points per game, 11th in field goal percentage. And they were in the top half of the league in steals as well. Pretty impressive.
And back to their ranking in terms of opponents' points per game. Kind of an old school stat, but sometimes pace of play can factor in. But make no mistake, they made things difficult for their opponent.
Crawford outside. That's tipped, but he stays with it. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
All right, a chance to see some stats for Whiteside. Good season for him last year. Averaged about 11 points a game last season. 10 rebounds and over 2.5 blocks. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
His willingness to bang down low, move opponents off the block, those are valuable contributions.
Sessions checked in for Walker.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with